Hey guys, what's up? Let me make sure that my enhancements are off. There we go. Turn those off. That's better. What's up? Hello, hello. Come on in, everybody. What's up, Cookie? How's it going? It's my afternoon hangout talking to you guys. What's up, noobs? Come on in. Say hello. Let me know where you guys are from. I'll talk about pretty much anything. We can talk about homeschool if that's what you guys are interested. I know I did a couple homeschool videos today. What's up, Ohio? Where in Ohio? I have a special place in my heart for Ohio. What's up, MRR? Hey, I'm good. I've been really good. Things have been really good. School has been going well. Orville, Ohio. Right on. Panama City, Florida? Okay. Yeah, man. Thanks. Yeah, I've been good. Boy, I don't know what the last thing that you heard about me or what was going on. I I came back on TikTok as of yesterday. Home of Smucker's Jelly. Nice. I was born in Columbus, Ohio, and I lived most of my life in Cleveland, Cleveland area, Westlake. I graduated. You pulled out of work was the last. Oh wow, it's been a hot minute, huh? All right. Well, I left work because of the mask mandates. I told them I wasn't going to work if they weren't going to allow me an exemption. So I didn't need the job, and it's all right. I don't mind. Uh, it wasn't the job wasn't necessary financially. The job was only necessary for me to get out of the house a little bit. But now that I started homeschooling with the kids, it's really not been an issue. I had COVID again. I caught it a second time. This time it lasted about 10 days. And it was very different from the first time. Not like totally different, but the main thing was I didn't have any upper respiratory pain, any breathing problems or anything like I did the first time that I had COVID. This time it was more upset stomach, fevers, and temperature fluctuation. So I would be cold sweat 1 minute, hot another minute. Each day seemed to get better, but it took about 10 days for me to fully work it out. I was taking Motrin and Tylenol. Beat COVID 13 times and counting. That's pretty impressive, man. If you're getting COVID 13 times, I'm wondering if there is something in your lifestyle that you should change to make you healthier. Because if you were to say to me, or if you were to say to anybody, I got the flu 13 times, I would say you're probably not taking your vitamins. I mean, that would be my thought. You're maybe not exercising. I don't know. I don't know what your life is, but 13 times seems like a lot to catch COVID. I'm content with the 2 times. All you do is drink and smoke. Well, there you go. Definitely made me not want to get it again. Like, it's not a joke. It's not. Thanks, Bray or Bree. Thanks, man. Hey, what's up, Mama Goat? Yeah, I'm back. I came back yesterday. Why is no one talking about the China troops being at Grayling Base? I have no reference for that. I'm not. So part of my rules, part of the new rules that I have for myself when it came to coming back to TikTok, I'm not going down any conspiracy trails anymore. Like I'm not. I have no desire to. I'm gonna live life. I'm gonna live the life that's in front of me. I'm not gonna live the life that people perpetuate fear online I'm not going to live that life. I'm not going to live the life of following and chasing news stories and chasing these conspiracies and these rabbit holes. And that's fine if you do it. Like, I really don't care if other people do it. So I'm not telling anybody not to do that. If that's your thing and you enjoy it, by all means. But I'm not going to focus on when people say the UN is in the United States or China has troops over it. Like, I'm just not. Until I see a Chinese troop come to my door, I don't care. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying that, okay, if they invaded, I wouldn't care. I would obviously care very much. But I'm just not, man. You can't. Thanks, brother. You can't live your life worried about what could happen. You should just prepare enough for the day-to-day for what you face, and face every problem as it comes. Hope that works for you, because it's fact that they are at the base. Well, I think that you're kind of ridiculous. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be offensive, but some people need to be told that they're a little ridiculous. I think that statement, SLS Stanwix, is ridiculous. I'm sorry, man. I just think it is. And you can dislike me or unfollow me or unsubscribe or whatever you want to do, but that statement sounds silly. I refuse to cater to fear, and I refuse to not speak up when people say things that are like that. Thanks, man. Thanks. Is that Terry Hall? Thanks, Terry Hall. Well, I gotta go pick up the kids. All right, we'll see you, mister. Hey, Wild Eyes, what's up? What's up, JDM? Welcome back. We're just talking about conspiracies. Somebody asked the question if, what do I know or what have I heard about the Chinese troops at a base here? I don't care. And quite frankly, and I know that a lot of conservatives won't agree with me on this, but I really don't care about what's going on over in Afghanistan either. And this is a guy that served the country for 20 years. I'm glad we're out of Afghanistan. I do understand that there are some Americans that have chosen to stay over in Afghanistan, and that's fine. But I'm not giving in to the propaganda this time. I'm not. I just can't. And guys, if you remember, those of you who are my age or maybe a little bit older probably remember how, like, everything that we're seeing coming from the conservatives now, every single talking point, every statement being made by the conservatives is exactly the same rhetoric that we heard for the last 20 years, guys. For the last 20 years, we heard the same people saying these same things. And it's so ridiculous. It is absolutely, I'm not giving in, it's propaganda and it's fear-mongering. The Republicans are bad about doing it. The Democrats are bad about doing it. The news media is what is promoting all of it, is the worst about doing it. If you want to live in fear, it's very easy to do. Just turn on the news and believe everything that you see. It doesn't matter if it's Fox News or if it's CNN. Just turn on the news and live in fear of all of that stuff that you see all the time. That's totally fine. If that works out for you, that's great. That doesn't work for me, and I don't think it works for most people, if I'm being honest. So I choose to focus on what can I control. Not really much, but my house, my kids' education, which I'm intimately involved in now, helping my wife, with her career, supporting her. I'm fully invested in that. Taking care of the house since I'm a stay-at-home dad and I'm homeschooling the kids. So I'm a teacher. So those are all things that are well within my control. And if I live in Newsland, and those things being out of my control, I miss out on a lot of the stuff that is within my control, that's here in my house. So, yeah, I'm going to call out the BS, even though I'm a conservative. I'm not a Republican, but I am a conservative libertarian. So I'm going to call out the BS no matter what. If it's the Republicans and their fear-mongering and their war-mongering, and it's the Democrats and their same thing essentially. It's all silly. Like again, and I know a lot of you guys. Well, some of you guys probably agree with me. Hang on. Everything that happened, everything with this exit from Afghanistan was everything that the Republicans were waiting for. They knew it was going to happen. It would have happened under Trump. Who knows what Trump's plans would have been? You can speculate all you want. He didn't pull our troops out. He didn't say no. He didn't put his foot down and say, we're not going to be in Afghanistan anymore. Now, I know that we're all military war theorists and we all think that we could have done it better, but the fact of the matter is, Afghanistan, Kabul would have fallen the same way, no matter who pulled them out. And now that the American public sees the epic failure over the last 20 years that our government has had us in this endless war, now all of the Republicans are going right back to the same rhetoric that they had under Bush. It's all the same. That if we don't do something about the Taliban in Afghanistan, then it's going to come to our shores. Okay. You really have to believe that we had no idea of what was going to happen on September 11th, 2001. I was already active duty in the Navy. Are you saying Spider-Man? Well, I'm not saying anything. What's up, Aaron? How are you, friend? I've been watching a couple of your lives. I'm just gonna tell you, man. Look, I think we're missing. I think we're missing it. We are, if we get caught up talking about Afghanistan, we are missing the fact that our freedoms are being stripped away right here in this country because of COVID-19. No, I'm not a Trump hater, John. Not at all. I voted for Trump. If you knew anything about me, or if you'd stuck around for like 10 more seconds, you probably would have heard it. But instead you wanted to assume, so that's fine. Stay if you'd like. Favorite war crime against humanity? I don't know. Name. Give me some options. You don't have to defend. You don't have to stand up for me, Bray. It's more devastating to see people who I thought were a little bit more centered, and to see them fall into the same traps that we saw from the warmongers during Bush and Obama's administrations. So it's frustrating when I see conservatives that I thought were a little bit more centered that are just kind of giving in, or going along with the fear stuff. Yeah, Des, I agree. I don't think that it's accurate to say that if we don't do something about the Taliban over there, then they're going to come here. I really don't think that that's the case. I truly don't. And I could be wrong. But that was the lie that we were told for 20 years. That's the big lie that everybody in the military that served during OEF, OIF, Global War on Terror, it's the same thing that we were fed and told for 20 years. If we don't do something about it over there, it's going to come over here. And then we lost, thousands of American lives to turn everything over to already corrupt, cowardly governments that were in there, that were over there, that fled as soon as we were out. What's up, Crypto? Tattoos on my fingers. I've got Yahweh on this set, and then on the other hand I have Chesed, which is loving kindness. Problem already here. given how many we brought back. Well, and again, you got to look at the narratives that a lot of Republicans are repeating. It's the same narrative they talked about. They talk about at the southern border as well. We're letting in all these people. We're letting in terrorists. I think it's a distraction. I think it's a political talking point. I think it's a fear tactic. And I don't think it's based in reality. Again, I could be wrong. Does it bother you how many racists love and support Trump? No, you know what bothers me about racists is that they're not willing to have a conversation, and they're just not willing to consider equality amongst other people. That's what I don't like about racists. I don't really like, I don't associate with racists. I try not to, if I find out a friend's a racist, I pretty much cut ties. I don't have any racists in my family that I've had to cut ties with, so that's good. It was a moneymaker. We weren't keeping Talisman there, keeping the poppy fields. Trojan horse. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't. Again, the Trojan horse rhetoric, I think, is old. It didn't work. I mean, it may have worked for the last 20 years. I don't know that it's going to work going forward. Thanks, man. Thanks, Slick Move. Appreciate that. Given COVID, we shouldn't be letting anybody in if it's that bad. Yeah, and well, we all know that. Like, everybody knows that COVID is just not going anywhere. We're going to be living with COVID. That's just a reality. So we're not going to get rid of it. Osama and Saddam had nothing to do with 9/11. Well, I'm not like, I definitely believe. I really do. I haven't seen convincing enough evidence otherwise, but I definitely believe that the United States had a lot of involvement in 9/11, whether it was just negligence or dereliction of duty. It seems more logical to me that it was set up. To what depth and what extent, I really don't know, but yeah, I feel like it was a setup. My wife didn't get free entry. She's an immigrant. What's happening in Texas? I don't know what's going on in Texas. What's going on in Texas? Somebody want to tell me what's going on in Texas? Again, I'm not... Hey, man. Hey, compassionately, we get it. If you repeat yourself again... We get how you feel about Trump supporters. All right, cool. Repeat it again, and I'm going to mute you. Because it's annoying. All right? It's unnecessary. It has nothing to do with this conversation. I was a Master at Arms, Reaper. I joined as a yeoman in 99, and I converted in 2004 to Master at Arms. Oh, yeah, no worries, Brad. I don't have a lot of time or patience to deal with. Oh, nice. Army, nice. You do 20? I only did 20. I didn't stay for any longer. And thank God I got out when I did. I don't know that I would have stayed in. Like, with this COVID and the vaccine mandates, I think if I had planned on staying in, I would have dropped my papers. But I got out right before. I retired, like, literally November of 2019. So yeah, if I was still active at that time, I don't think it would have been. I would have got out. All right. All right, there we go. Easy done. You wouldn't have stayed either, yeah. Well, I know people that are really, really struggling right now. that are having to make those really hard decisions, and I'm glad that it's not me. But it's tough. Compassionate's muted now, so if I get reported, it'll be because of them. Vaccine is great. Had it in January. Got a third arm. Yeah, I mean, what I wouldn't do with the third arm. For sure. I don't know if you guys saw the video that was circulating. I saw it today. The governor of West Virginia on camera openly admitting that they've had a 25 or 26% increase in COVID cases among the fully vaccinated. The governor of West Virginia did a press conference and said that. So this COVID thing is coming to an end, I believe. I have a feeling that we will be hearing less and less about COVID and more about Afghanistan. If I had to guess, if I had to judge based on the track record of the media, it'll be Afghanistan, and all of a sudden COVID just won't matter anymore. People won't be talking about it. We'll talk about the time that we had to wear the masks. You know, they just mad people don't want to hear their tired war cry. Yeah, no, for sure. Huge increase at the border. Yeah, vaccinated, absolutely. Hey, thanks, Ariel. Appreciate it. Aw, Melissa, thanks. Aw, it's good to see you too. COVID rates go up, COVID cases go down. News, find something new. Another COVID survivor in the flesh. Yeah. 2 times, dude. I'm the Dr. Disrespect of COVID, man. I'm the two-time undefeated COVID champion. The 2-time, man. I got 2 belts. I mean, it's no joke. I don't like it. I don't want to get COVID again. I'm not going to get vaccinated, though. After all this, I'm thinking executive orders should be outlawed. I mean, what do they even mean? They don't matter. It's like, what's an executive order? Who even executive orders anyway? I got COVID too. Yeah, I still don't have taste. That is actually the only thing that's still affecting me. Is I have some of my taste back, but I am absolutely lacking in sense of smell and taste. So I can taste enough that I do have an appetite, so that's good. And I can't smell if the cat's litter box is full. I'm actually gonna go look at it. So that's the only difference. And all without Joe Rogan's money, right? I heard through TikTok that Rogan got COVID, and I guess people like wished him death or something. Like, why would you do that? That's silly. Well, I'd rather get COVID again too than get vaccinated and take, whatever risk that puts my body at. I heard a really interesting take about COVID and how and why it affects people differently. But what I heard was the COVID seems to impact the places where people have the most inflammation in their body. And that's why for some people, because they live with serious arthritis and inflammation, some people are hit in such strong ways, and why children mostly are unimpacted by it because they don't really have the arthritis of older people. And that is interesting to me to think about, because the first time I had it, it was really bad upper respiratory, and then I had some vertigo. And yeah, we said it together. Yeah. The second time I had it, my joints were... Dude, I woke up one morning, my wrists and my elbow, my shoulders, my back, everything hurt. Oh my gosh, it was awful. And I have degenerative arthritis, and I have bad back and knee problems. So, which is why I use medical marijuana. But I think that my THC use also has helped because THC and CBD are natural anti-inflammatories, and I smoke every day. And I take CBD products. I take kratom. I'm natural with pretty much everything that I take. So my focus, I think, in order to, not only do I have the antibodies from the first COVID, which is probably why it didn't impact me the same way the second time, but now I have the antibodies from the second round, so I'm double stacked on antibodies. And now I know the focus it's going to hit me in my inflammation area, so I need to just be more focused on using my anti-inflammatory medicines and, trying to stay as natural as possible. All right, let me catch up on comments, guys. Blood type helps. Yeah, I've heard that. I have heard that. Haven't had COVID since either. Okay. Yeah, thanks, Eat Sheep. Appreciate that. You just got out of the hospital with prostate cancer surgery. Wow, brother. Well, hey, I'll be praying for you. I have medical issues. I stand against COVID shot and can't stand. They tell. Another reason for pulling my kids out of school. Go smoke a bowl, brother. Smoking a bowl. I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say the thing that we're both thinking, because then they'll flag me for medical information. Just go smoke a bowl. I like joints more. It's or rolled cigarettes, I should say, for TikTok's algorithms. Hey, Majestic. I like rolled herbal cigarettes more. I think it's because I used to be a cigarette smoker, so I like kind of just the chill, slow burn, kind of just smoke over time. Like you see, I've had to light this over and over. My daughter has gone to school all last year and no mask this year. Man, that is a blessing. No mask. That's good. I'm glad. I'm really glad to hear that. I didn't want to put my kids through, like, the public humiliation of being the kids in school that aren't allowed to wear a mask. You know what I mean? Like, that type of trauma and stress is not worth it for a kid, So, I mean, one of the options was, well, we just send them to school and we tell the school, do not mask my children. They will not be wearing a mask. But then what that does to the mental health of kids and social anxieties, that's not good and healthy. So it was easier, that solidified the position of homeschooling. I am, Justin. What's up, brother? Yeah, great question. Go Bide. Gobi Desert Worm, sorry. I appreciate that question because I feel like you're asking genuinely. I think overall the distrust of the vaccine is that there are reports and there are personal anecdotes of people that know people and otherwise that have some serious side effects. I think, and most of us, I think, believe that we will see more data come out about vaccine harm that happened from this vaccine. Most of us, I think, believe that we'll see that in the future, hopefully, if it's true, and hopefully it's not covered up. And I think ultimately, at the end of the day, this is one of those questions for me, I would say, and I don't want to speak for everybody specifically on why they don't want to get it, but for me, I would much rather there be more time and more longevity of people who've had the vaccine and more test data to show the efficacy of the vaccine. And now there's even more hesitancy for a lot of people because we are hearing more and more reports of people that have been fully vaccinated that are getting COVID. So then there's the question of why get vaccinated? What's it going to do? And I'm just trying to be honest with you. I'm not trying to sound high and mighty or that I know better than anybody else. I just want to speak from my personal, my personal testimony and my family's, thoughts on this. Is that I just don't trust. I feel like it was rushed. I feel like it was rushed, and that it was rushed without really understanding how COVID was affecting people. And we've seen over time that many people that get COVID survive. Many. It's a very high percentage of survival. And so that also causes people to say, well, why should I take the vaccine? If I get it and I'm going to be okay and I'm generally healthy. And I would say that that's probably the best answer that I could give you. And I don't know if anybody else in here would agree or disagree with me with my answer. But, hey, Alex, thank you. Yeah, sorry, I had a little rant there. What would be a good time frame for year-wise? Honestly, I feel 3 to 5 years. I feel like 3 to 5 years. For me. Some people may want longer. Long-term effects, yeah, I heard that a lot. 99 years, see. All right, people seem to agree. The vaccine just put your friend's kid brother in the ICU. And see, it's stories like that, if there is any amount of hesitancy, I think it comes from situations like that. I want to see in about 2 years. 2 years? Okay, that's fair. I am for the vaccine, but I think forcing it on people will make you distrust it more. Oh, absolutely. With the businesses doing that's very sketchy. That doesn't feel right. And we live in a country where we do express our freedoms. We do, I think now more than ever, we are more aware of what our freedoms are. But we've grown complacent over the course of the last 200 plus years. That in these freedoms we've had this safety net and this sense of security. We've when someone is telling you to do something that you just aren't ready to make that decision yet, that sets off all sorts of red flags. And the people that have been dormantly just kind of like living in our happy American dream are waking up and saying, wait a second, no, this is not, it's people my age, 30s, 40s, 50s, that are waking up and saying, wait a second. This is not the America that we were taught about in school. This is not the freedom and the bills of rights that we have, the freedom to make choices that affect, yourself and your own body. I am not against people. I think I would be against if they were denying people vaccines. I would be speaking out against that. If they were denying people the ability to get vaccinated if they wanted to and they felt like they needed that for their health security, that would be a right that I, based on my values, would fight for someone else. Even though I may not want to take the vaccine, I would still fight for that right. I would still speak out against an injustice in them being denied medical service. All right, let me catch up on comments. Brandon says, my body, my choice. Think vaccinated or not, I'll leave it at that. Let's see. Security and the price of freedom is not worth it for me. I'm 56. I've done almost everything. I'm not getting the vax. I'll go on God's way. Amen, man. I really feel that way too. I honestly believe that, whether I take the vaccine or not, God already has a date set for me to die. I've been, the Bible says that it has been appointed once for man to be born and once to die. And so, I probably butchered that verse, but I think the point is that I know and I'm comfortable that when the Lord takes me that's already been put into the plan. So But right now, I don't feel like I have the freedom or really want to take the chance or the risk of taking the vaccine. When I've had COVID twice now, and we'll see how round 3 goes, I guess. If I'm supposed to die, I'm supposed to die, I guess. No one is forcing it on you. That's right. Pretty sure America fought for independent businesses to make their own rules. Am I a parent? Yes. Of 1 adult and 3 current children. We all have an expiration date. Yes, we do. Yeah, man. I mean, that's the best way that I can live my life, is knowing that it's out of my hands. And, I can't worry about how I will die or when I will die, because I could just as likely stop breathing in the middle of the night as I could having a stroke while driving, or whatever, fighting for the country. So, again, this all goes back to the beginning of my video when I said that I'm trying to live for the right now. And I'm trying not to focus on the 1,000 miles away or what's happening somewhere else. Like, I am trying to live for what's in front of me, and I'm trying to see God in everything that's going on, and to rely even more on Him, realizing that I had a false safety in, almost a false idol in the government when I trusted them for my safety and security. And so that puts me to where I'm seeing God more, that my freedom doesn't come from what the government gives me. My freedom comes from what God has endowed me with, the freedom to worship Him, to be a light in the darkness, a city on a hill, in the midst of chaos and confusion and evil. God has placed salt on the earth to preserve His glory. Because even the birds and the cicadas and the clouds, they're all doing what they have been created to do, and that's to glorify God. And we're really missing out on so much wonder and beauty when we focus on the 1,000 yards away or the 1,000 miles away. All right, Justin, we'll see you. At this point, I'm ready for anything. Yeah, I mean, just look at history, man. Like, I think we've all taken America for granted. Over the last, at least the course of my lifetime, I've really taken what America provides and the opportunities, I've really taken it for granted. And so now I'm seeing it threatened in different ways, technologically, culturally, politically, of course. So, yeah, man, who knows what to expect? You never know. What I love about the USA is if we look at the same info, we can come to different conclusions. Well, and yeah, and sure, but the beauty of coming to different conclusions, of course, is the ability to be challenged, because everybody should have a voice to speak and to be heard, and that's why freedom of speech is so important. Is because if you only have one voice, you like. I don't know if you guys watch Rogan or listen to him or what, but when he had Youngmi Park on, and she was talking about how North Koreans believe and how they live, and they don't even know, they don't even know the possibility of freedom. That's crazy to me, and that should be very foreign to Americans. We cannot even understand how you cannot fathom freedom. And so I think we really take a lot of what we have here in this country for granted. The ability to speak about it, the ability to have open, dissent and dissenting opinions, and to communicate those opinions. to come to better conclusions, to evolve society, and intellectually evolve. I think all of those things are important. I found out today that some people don't believe in freedom of speech. Of course, yeah, it's a real thing. No, North Koreans are not allowed to even know beyond North Korea. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing. It's very, very tragic. If America cared enough about preserving freedom, we would be doing something about that, because that is a human tragedy. It is. North Korea is a human tragedy. But we don't. America, first of all, we don't really care about that. We care about the trade, the income, the resources. My mother-in-law was from South Korea and seen so much. Yeah. Oh, I bet. Okay. I don't want to talk about the shot anymore, guys. I don't want to talk about the vaccine. If that's what you guys want to talk about, it's going to be a very boring conversation, because I like talking about like freedom and stuff, and America is pretty cool. I appreciate the people watching, though. It's nice. It's nice to feel welcomed back. Yeah, it's nice to feel welcomed back. What's up, Dragoon? When I left TikTok a couple weeks ago, I've said this on my last live, but I was gone for good. Like, that was my intention. I didn't really plan to come back. I even told my wife. And after a few days, we were talking about it, and I said, I've always felt like I've had something to say, and I know God has given me that ability. So I feel like I need to do. I still need to do something. I feel like I still need to have a voice. Maybe make a difference. Who knows? Maybe not. But it feels like God has given me a sense of logic and reasoning, and the ability to vocalize opinion. And hey, thank you, Jack Boyce. Appreciate that, man. Thank you. So I just want to. I can't get caught up wasting time on TikTok. I need to be more purposeful about it. I can't spend hours, especially now that I'm homeschooling the kids. What? Yeah, I know you guys missed the news. I appreciate that, though. Proud of you for taking the moves you did in whatever direction. Thank you, Majestic. Thank you. Thanks, Derry. You have until the 27th to get the shot. Well, Warm and Fuzzy, I don't know what you're ending up deciding, but I hope that you get wisdom in your decision, and I hope the situation works out for you. Yeah, I know a lot of folks like the news stuff. I do know that's how I end up getting TikTok famous. I feel like my opinion is more valuable. That sounds arrogant, and I don't mean it to sound arrogant. So I'm just trying to walk you guys through my thought process. Anybody can do the news. Anybody could turn on this voice and do the news. It's not hard. But to be able to filter information and to be able to present thought that can help calm people or help bring a sense of peace or a sense of understanding to a situation, perhaps, especially as a Christian, my calling to promote the gospel, to talk about Jesus, to proclaim his name, and to talk about him being king and how he will judge the earth, and you have to do something about that. And we don't bow down. I mean, most early Christians were killed because they didn't bow down to the government. That was the start of Christianity. At the beginning, after Jesus' death and resurrection, Christians were killed because they wouldn't proclaim Caesar as Lord. Christians are killed in other countries, including Afghanistan, for the same reasons. So, we have it pretty good over here. And it's not worth doing if there's no risk. Who's that? Hey, Rob. What's up, man? I'm good, brother. That's what seemed to draw a lot of people to your way versus the news people. Yeah, no, I know. You know, and I like doing it. I mean, I like the satire of some of it. You know, I was trying to kind of parody an idea of the news, of what I missed about the news and what's relevant and stuff like that. So, you know, there's potential for stuff like that to come. I mean, all of my content is going to be relevant, so it will be newsworthy stuff. So, stuff to talk about still, stuff to have an opinion about. I reluctantly got J&J. I'm high-risk diabetic. My dad begged me. All right. Hopefully you're doing all right, Lisa. Life as a believer finds you in a position of loving sacrifice, yeah? 102 fever, 2 days, then nothing happened. That's good. All right, I'm glad to hear that. Faith is very important, yeah. My comment earlier was about why, yeah, drew people to Drew, yeah. I had a dream that I know was from God, and this will probably sound nutty to some people, so that's all right. This is how I knew I was called into some sort of a ministry, but I was dreaming, and I feel like I had this recurringly, like I had it more than once, but either way, it still sticks with me. This is 20 years ago that I had this dream, right as I got saved, became a Christian. And so I sorry, I thought I heard my daughter. I dreamt that I was leading a group of people into shelter, and just the world was collapsing around us. And we were going into a building, it was probably a church or something like that. It was a big building, and we kept trying to go deeper into the building, and I was just like trying to draw people's attention, come this way, and I'm pulling them, you know, I'm trying to touch them, because I knew that if I could touch them in my dream, that they would be saved from whatever this calamity was in my dream. And as we kept going deeper into this building, I kept reaching to try to just grab as many people as I could before I woke up. And that was the dream that I knew that I was called into ministry of some kind. And I didn't know what kind of ministry. I thought maybe preaching or something like that. But I think my ministry is social media. I think that's what this is. All right, let me see. God's name appeared on the Temple Mount in Israel? No, I didn't. Man, you're going to have to send me a text, bro. You got that news article? I would definitely want to see that. Or send me a TikTok about it. When compassion meets truth and is given love. Doesn't to me, I've had dreams too. Reminds me of Joseph God. Yeah. Well, that's kind of where I feel like I'm at, in the sense of truth is truth, and it should be spoken. And until they restrict us from speaking truth on social media, we'll have to find other ways to go speak truth. Go out and talk to people in real life, IRL. But until then, as long as I'm allowed to do stuff like this and proclaim Jesus as Lord, that's what I'll do. If people will watch and they'll hear, then that's what we'll do. I was smoking on some Runts today. I had Pineapple Express yesterday and Runts today. But I'm going to go cook dinner now because I have an appetite for the first time. Yeah, so it's been a good conversation, guys. God bless you. I'm going to go, but I like our chats. I hope you've taken something away from today, in a good way, of course. And I have no idea what's for dinner, bro. Not a clue. I'm going to go figure it out right now. See you guys. God bless you. Have a good night, okay?